Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Comic Books NYC. You're watching Original Art Hour. This is the show where we bring on other original art collectors. We have a look at some art from their collections. We tell some stories. We have a good time. We talk about the art side of the comic book collecting hobby. Joining me on this week's episode is my friend from the Great North, Stray Flexin. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? How are you?
Thanks for being on the show, man. I know we've been chatting about it for a while, and it's good to connect with you on my channel. I know we met in person at C2E2, which was great, but now we're doing a YouTube thing, which is pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
So, all right. So we're gonna get into your collection in a bit, and I've been very curious to see some of the art that you have. I think I know some of the art that you have, but your collection, you collect a lot of things. You're like a legend on IG, with the Golden Age. You're always bringing the heat with the Golden Age. You're collecting original art. You're collecting like World War II stuff, movie posters, animation cells and stuff. You started a new account recently because you're getting more into that. You're collecting all sorts of stuff. So it's sometimes hard to keep track of what you're collecting at any given moment, but it's all awesome. It's all fire. So I'm glad you took a little bit of time out here to share with the community. So I just wanted to thank you.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you for the nice warm welcome. It's getting kind of overwhelming collecting all these different things, but I'm trying to do my best.
Dude, I can't imagine, dude. I literally saw you post today something about how you're getting more into movie posters. And that's something I never even considered, but that could be such a cool thing to collect.
Oh, it's awesome, man. But yeah, there's so much to collect. Not enough space or money, but do our best, right?
Exactly. All right. So before we get into your art, let's say a quick hello to some folks here hanging out. We got Unruly Simians in the house. What's going on, dude? Geeks, Drinks, and Comics. Magic Lasso says he loves the Original Art Hour. Thank you so much. JP's Budget Collecting. He says another show for me makes him want to buy expensive stuff because he's got no willpower. Take the Time Collectibles. Brian, what's going on, brother? Thank you for being here. Always good to see you here. Tricky Trapster in the house. What's going on, Tricky Trapster? Ben is in the house. Tech 31 Kid. What's up, Ben? Good to see you, man. Bake the Snake. What's up, Bake? Thanks for being here, bro. Mr. Gretzky 9966 also is arrived. D-Runk Comics is watching from work. Oh, cheating on work with this show. That's awesome. What's up? Simon Comics is in the house. Next week's guest. So look out for Simon Comics coming on the show next week. He says this is going to be an amazing show. So thank you, brother. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. I just want to get right into it, dude, because we got an hour. And this dude right here has some fire art. So why don't you just, from your perspective, how do you start getting into the art stuff? I mean, you collect a lot of stuff, but how do you start getting into it? And then just start sharing.
So I feel like with original art, just like the general progression of a collector is they kind of get into it from whatever era that they liked, either from childhood or what they can connect to. A lot of people like the Bronze Age, the Modern Age. Then they get to the silver, then the golden, and then after that it gets to the original art, and then it gets kind of really crazy.
I followed the similar progression.
That's kind of like, to me, what I feel is it's just like the general progression of a collector, and some people kind of dip in both. Some people can do both art and comics, and other people just do art. So
right. Some people stay away, they get to their certain thing, and they
exactly. Everyone has their own kind of niches. I've kind of the last few years got into art a bit because it's just exciting. It's a lot of fun when everything is like a 1-for-1 piece, and special piece that you want to own from an artist, and it's just great to have like the actual original art that was used in the production of whatever, if it's a comic, if it's a cover or a page, or even like pre-production art, which is pretty cool, just seeing the process of how they made certain things and the different levels. And I have a cool like pre-production piece that I'm excited to share with you guys.
Dude, I feel you. I feel you, man. A lot of those things is what makes it attractive to me as well. The one-on-one, the one-of-one aspect of it, and the fact that that is the genesis of what you end up reading or collecting later on. So it has a certain magic to it. What's up, Count Von Strange in the house? Daymares, thanks for stopping in, guys. All right, dude, let's just kick it off right here, man. You got some artwork from your PC that you want to share, so let's take a look at some.
I have a bunch of things here. We'll start off with probably a fan favorite artist. Here's a Jack Kirby Captain America page.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's from issue 212. It's pretty cool. You can see in that panel over here, it's just so Kirby-esque. And at least I got Cap on one of the panels, so I'm happy about that. This was a lucky local find. One of my friends found this on Kijiji, which is like a Canadian Craigslist, pretty much.
Okay, damn.
And yeah, it was pretty random. He was trying to trade it for like a bunch of like FF issues and like just like fairly common, just like key filler runs, stuff like that. And he reached out to him and he asked if he'd sell it as a buy it now, just straight cash. And I met him and he's like, oh, I need snow tires because in Canada it's pretty bad, the snow here. I was like, dude, like I brought like $2,000 here right now, just take it. And he took it. So I was super happy to get that piece for the price, and yeah, it worked out. So I got my first Kirby piece like that.
Yeah, Yaniv starts out real small with the Kirby.
Dude, sometimes you just got to get lucky with that one. I mean, getting a Cap Kirby piece is
amazing,
tough,
dude.
and it's expensive. So
you can show more than one at a time since I know
sure,
we're trying to go quick.
Here's another big piece that I got somewhat
recently.
Wow. So this is sorry the glare. Sorry for my dogs are barking.
No worries.
I think that kind of works out a bit better. So this is an Alex Ross piece that he did for Project Superheroes #2.
Holy
hell, you can see here, but this is the Hollywood sign over here. It's kind of burning, and these two characters are the Flame. Kind of point to them. This is the Flame, and then Daredevil. So those are just awesome Golden Age characters. Being a fan of the Golden Age, like this was like a must-have for me. And I really liked how they framed it. If you see here, they cut.
That's a great frame job. Yeah.
Yeah, they cut like these in the insert in the matting. They cut it like as if it's continuation from the Boomerang. So it kind of gives it a 3D effect there. So I was really happy with that. I have the comic here somewhere, but that's kind of
no. You don't know worries. You don't have to show the comic. That's totally cool.
Kind of lost. So
dude. Well, I had a feeling you were going to show the Kirby and the Alex Ross at some point, so I brought my Kirby and Alex Ross to the table. Not nearly as cool as yours, but here's my Kirby. I think you've seen it before. So also from Captain America. This is from Captain America 203. Right here. I need to get it into a proper matted frame and everything, but highly detailed page. And then this is the page. This is the panel that makes it just incredible. Reminds me of the cover to Captain America 109 a little bit, the pose that Cap has. And then you got the Kirby signature in the panel. So that's my baby. That's like my pride and joy piece of original art. You know, it's probably going to be a minute since I can pull the trigger on another Kirby thing, you know.
That's killer, man. You have me beat. That's really awesome, dude.
Hey, it's not a competition, dude, but I love that page. I don't. It would take some sort of emergency scenario for me to part with that. You know, what I mean? Like,
try to hold on to that for as long as you can.
Exactly. And then this is my only Alex Ross. So this is a pencil prelim to a Ghost #1. It's a comic that Dark Horse put out in the early 2010s. So it's 3 attempts at the main character. So you got one attempt right here, kind of very basic. Then you got a larger attempt right here with a little bit more detailed. And then you have another attempt there with a very detailed face pencil work. And you have the Alex Ross signature right there. So not really a mind-blowing piece or anything like that, but you know, it's still a solid example of Alex Ross, whose signatures alone is freaking pricey, dude.
Oh yeah, his signature is awesome. I like it a lot. Like Frazetta's, like it's just like a piece of art itself. I wanted to share a quick story about
TJ, where he says he needs to find his inhaler.
What's up, TJ? So this piece here, it's kind of funny. I actually bought this when I was on my honeymoon. So I was on cruise, and I paid for Wi-Fi, of course. I mean, being a collector, like how can I not be on eBay or like all the comic websites trying to buy stuff and bid? And then this came up, and it was the shitty cruise Wi-Fi, and I kept refreshing the page, and I was like, I hit the bid, and I didn't know if I won it or not. And then I think like a day later, I checked, I was able to get actual internet, and I was like, oh shit, I won! I couldn't believe it. So that was a cool find. I'm still married. She didn't leave me during the cruise.
There you go. All right, so Alex Ross didn't cause separation for you.
No,
that's really good.
That's okay.
All right, you're up, man. Keep showing some of your stuff, man. I'm excited.
Got some Golden Age stuff here, so I don't know if you're familiar with some of the Golden Age, but here's a pretty famous artist now. He's really popular. Trying to get a good angle at this, but it's an LB Cole preliminary sketch that he did for a commission.
Holy crap!
Yeah, this came from his estate that Comic Connect auctioned off. So they auctioned off a lot of LB Cole original art, which is not that easy to come by at all.
When was that auction? When did they do that? Do you know? Top you
It
had?
was early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
Yeah, it was early 2000s. It was like, it was either early to mid 2000s, and it was a pretty big auction. I don't know if it says it here, but they had a few pieces, and I was lucky enough to get this
Dude, that's freaking insane, man.
fairly detailed LB Cole devil piece, and it's got a
Holy.
decapitated head there, and his signature is it's hard to see, but it's right over there on the bottom there.
Dude.
Yeah, so that's
an LB Cole pencil prelim to a book that he would work on for the.
So it's actually a commission. It's a commission.
Oh, it's a commission. It's a commission. Okay.
Yeah. So most of the LB Cole art from the golden age that he's known for, a lot of the horror stuff, it's all apparently they all got flooded. I spoke to an LB Cole collector who actually knew LB Cole, and he was over at his place, and he told me that LB Cole shared stories with him, and that most of it's flooded. So you won't. I've never seen like an actual horror piece from that era come up for auction. I have seen other pieces like Classics Illustrated. He did a lot of animal work. He loved to draw animals, so he did a few animal stories in those, and I've seen those, but I haven't seen any like kind of like the crazy horror stuff. So that's as close as you can get, at least for me. So I was happy to get that.
Yeah, that's quite a 1, 2, 3 combination of Kirby, Russ, and Cole right there, brother. That's a great piece, man. That's cool because I've never seen anything like that. That's awesome, man.
So
you want to show one more before I go, or do you want?
Yeah, whatever you want.
No, go for it. Show one more.
Right, so I got another Golden Age artist here. It's Frank Frazetta.
Oh, of course.
So I got a beautiful Frazetta.
Yeah, I saw you post that on Instagram.
Yeah, this is awesome. It's so tiny though, and I guess you can't really appreciate it.
That doesn't matter, dude. That's still
like a little bit bigger than my hand. But when it comes to Frazetta, you kind of just take it. You take it as it goes, and his bigger stuff. Yeah, you take what you can get. His bigger stuff gets super pricey, tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands. And he actually, a fun fact, his
show it again if you can, like a little bit closer to the screen.
Yeah, for sure.
So everybody can see it.
I think it's the Egyptian Queen painting that Heritage auctioned off last year. It was actually the most expensive item that sold on Heritage. It went for $5. And dude, they sell.
I have a replica that Frank Frazetta Jr. Did a little bit of work on, and he took a photo with it for me and everything. It's not it's not original art. It's like a replica or whatever.
This is so great because I mean. Yeah. I don't have 5 million.
Exactly, I don't have 5 million lying around to go secure that Egyptian queen.
But I mean, for that to be like the most expensive piece that's sold on Heritage it's just mind blowing to me because of the amount of stuff that they get.
It's awesome though. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's incredible, and it's from the comic department, so it's it's like it's one for us, right?
Yes, one for the nerds on that $5 million sale. All right, well, I don't have a ton of. I don't have any Golden Age art, if you will, like that actually was drawn in the Golden Age, I guess. But I have one piece that was done by a Golden Age artist, and I didn't even buy it. It was given to me by somebody hanging out in the chat. So this is a Sheldon Moldoff original illustration. So Brian from Take the Time Collectibles, who's hanging out here in the chat with us, he blessed me with this AOK act of kindness as a gift, which blew my mind. That he sent this to me. He had a couple pieces from Shelley, and this was one of them. And it's Batman and Rhodes. It has that old school flavor. And I had to dish out to get a archival glass and custom mat, and custom frame and all that, just because I felt like it deserved it. But I'm still so stoked that I have a Moldoff. So
good guy, Brian, man. That's awesome, Brian. Yeah, that's so cool. And you got the old school Joker there, Catwoman, Penguin. I mean, you got everyone you need.
Exactly, man. It's such a cool piece. This piece will travel with me wherever I end up in this world. So thank you, Brian, again for that. Lasso says that every time you show that Batman piece, I melt like a chocolate chip in the microwave.
That's a good comment.
Dave Harris. Okay, who is next? I'm very curious. I'm only going to show one. We're going to go back to Yaniv. TJ says, what am I? Where am I? What day is it? And what is his name? That's a good one. What's up? House till the end's in the house as well. We got a lot of people in here.
What's up, guys?
Thank you for hanging out, everybody. This is just stuff we like nerd out about, basically, and want to share with you. So let's see some more, bro.
All right, just because you showed your Moldoff piece, I figured.
Oh, there you go. Dueling Moldoffs.
So I got it also kind of professionally framed.
Is that a cover recreation?
Yes, it's the cover recreation of All American 16.
Yes.
Which is the first appearance of the Green Lantern, and Shelley Moldoff himself actually did this cover. So it's really nice we can get a Golden Age artist to recreate their own cover that they did, because the original doesn't exist to my knowledge, and if it did, it would be
impossible.
Quite a few dollars that I couldn't afford. So I'm really happy to get this beautiful color recreation of.
That's awesome. I only have one color cover recreation. I forgot to bring it out here. I can get it if we need it, but it's a cover recreation to ASM 41, the first appearance of the Rhino. The original Romita Senior would be impossible for me to get. You know what I mean? But I have Mike Esposito, who was the inker of the original, doing the recreation or whatever. So it's like the second best thing if you can get the inker. You know what I mean? But dude, to have a Moldoff fully fledged cover recreation of the first appearance of Green Lantern, that's bad.
Thanks, man. I'm happy about that. So the same auction where I got that, I also got this piece here that's on the wall. I'm really bad.
You said that's an oil painting?
Like really bad. Yeah, this is I'm really bad at angling my computer.
I'm making you full. Yeah, no worries.
You can see it's oil painting done by Don Newton. He did a lot of DC art, and I just love the Golden Age Daredevil, and he's stomping on the swastika there. So it's just everything I want in one kind of.
That's badass, brother.
So I'm really happy about that too. Let's see. Should I show off a little bit of animation art that I have?
Yeah, dude, it's your guest appearance. You can show whatever you want.
So I'm sure if some of you guys are familiar with this movie here, this is the 1966 Jungle Book by Walt Disney. So it's
wow.
So this is an original animation cell. So an animation cell is what you actually see on screen. So first, the key animator would draw on a piece of paper. They would draw the animation. So in this case, it's the bear's Baloo. So they would draw Baloo, and then after they put a clear plastic sheet of paper that's called a celluloid, and then they would ink the lines. So they would put the lines in the front, and then they'd flip it over and paint it. And then this is the final product. And then they'd have a background that they would paint. So this one doesn't have the matching background. If it did, it would be worth like a couple times more than what it is. So it has like someone did a photocopy background and placed it behind it just for presentation. But it's pretty cool because if you watch the movie, this is one of the first scenes where he appears. He kind of comes out of the grass here and he starts singing. So this is like maybe 10 seconds from his appearance. So it's kind of cool to have
that's crazy.
His appearance. So it's kind of neat. And then I have another one here from the same movie of King Louie from that really famous song that he did. So that one's pretty cool too.
Dude, I gotta whip out Disney Plus and rewatch Jungle Book.
Yeah. I grew up on the Disney movies, and I think that
so did I, man. So did I.
They're just they're just timeless classics. So I can own pieces of basically film history.
Were you born in like the mid '80s or early '90s?
Oh no, dude! I was born in '96.
Oh wow, really? You're that young?
Yeah.
Dude, that's impressive. Okay, sorry, didn't mean to assume your age.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I was always
up, Asian Funk in the house. What's up, Knights of Olds in the house? Good to see you guys. Dude, that's crazy. Original animation cells from the original Jungle Book.
Yeah,
dude, just start going buck wild showing stuff. I'd rather have you show stuff than me show stuff I've already shown.
Whatever you prefer.
No, I just want to see your art. Like if I need to show something, I'll show something in like 10 minutes. But I just want to see your stuff.
Sounds good. This is a recent page I got from Samurai Jack special. It's the first comic that they did for Samurai Jack. I just love the show growing up as a kid, so I just thought it'd be kind of neat to get a page. It's just a badass page. I have so much stuff here.
What's up, Gorilla Todd? Wow. That's commission?
Yeah, it's a commission by Mars. I can't remember his first name. I just bought it because I thought it was cool.
It looks cool.
Offer it to me, yeah. And then these are a few panels, sci-fi panels done by the legend Wally Wood. So I was really happy to get that.
Wally Wood, wow.
This is a production sketch. So just like I showed you the cell, so this would be the actual drawing of Barton Millhouse from the first. From his first appearance. It was in like one of the early Butterfinger commercials in 1988. So that was the first time they actually brought Millhouse onto The Simpsons. It was through the commercial. So I actually have like a drawing from that commercial. So it's kind of neat. I have a few of those.
Wow, dude.
Here, so there's I think it's a Sleepwalker.
Is that a double page or is that just one page?
It's two different pages. So there's a Sleepwalker page. You gotta love the art. It's
wow.
Here's a page from the Demon as well. That's kind of neat too.
Yeah, Brian said anything Wally Wood is amazing, and I concur with that.
Oh, I agree. Here's a splash from X-Men Adventures 2. Just a great splash. I really have to get used to angling the camera.
No worries, dude. Don't apologize for the glare. You're good.
What else? So I don't know if you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but I have a few pieces from World War II. So a lot of them have Hitler and stuff on it. So it's actually political cartoons that you would find in the newspapers and the New York Times and stuff. So here's one. And I have a few more. I don't know if they're all here together, but this one's kind of neat here. So this is actually done by a fellow named Edgar Church. Are you familiar with who that is?
Yeah, Mile High.
Yeah, so that's the Mile High guy, is the owner of the Mile High collection, and he did art, which is why apparently I think he collected the books. He just
okay.
Examples. Yeah, that's what I've heard. And so he did art, and sometimes his art gets auctioned off. So this is kind of cool to.
That's a little cool piece of history, yeah. Because do you have a lot of Mile High pedigree books in your PC, or
just like two? So not too many.
Like two. It's two more than I got.
Hey, if you can pick up any of them, they're not really keys, but if you can pick up any Mile High for like under $400 or $500, I'd say it's a solid investment. This is a cool piece here. It's kind of sideways here. It's done by Alex Schomburg.
Oh yeah, dude, that's unreal that you have Schomburg OA.
Dude, Schomburg's my favorite artist. I'm sure Ben. I think it's Ben's as well.
Ben's in the chat, yeah. And Michael, Knights of Old also.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of people's favorite artists.
Yeah.
But so I'm just happy to get anything. This was for a sci-fi little pulp that he did, like a sci-fi magazine. So that's how I got that. I found these pieces from some guy at a pulp show. I can't remember his name. It's on here, but it's Ed Coates. And I don't know, he had them at fair prices, and I thought they were good art, and I figured I'd pick up a few pieces from him. Let's see what else. So here's another World War II piece. This one's kind of funny, of Mussolini, and it's like how he's all washed up.
I almost can't handle this much fire in such a short amount of time. It's like you're like, before I have the chance to digest how I feel about like that Schomburg, you're like showing me crazy fire. It's like
I just have a lot to show, and like I just want to like.
No, dude, it's awesome, dude. It's awesome. I'm like, my mind is blown already. So I don't keep going.
No, I mean, everyone has different tastes and stuff. So I kind of want to show something that everyone might like. This is a page from Bionicle. So it was just another show that I grew up watching as a kid. So I still kind of have the toys somewhere. I do and do not play with them. Maybe I do. Here's a cool. It's just a print, but my friend commissioned it. It's of Cuphead. I don't know if you know that game, but it's Cuphead mixed with The Simpsons. It's just a fun piece.
Okay. I don't think I am familiar with that. That's interesting. That's cool.
Yeah. Here's a piece from Magnor 4. I think his name is Sergio. I can't pronounce it properly, but he's a pretty big EC artist, and so it's pretty cool to have a piece from him. Some more World War II pieces. So that one's kind of neat. It's like it's saying like discards, and like they're discarding like the queen and the king, and
so these are like newspaper cartoons.
Yeah, so they were done with basically just graphite pencil on a board, and then they print them in the magazine or the newspaper. So I got another one here. This one's really cool, actually. It shows Latin America and the U.S. working together to squeeze Hitler, and it's titled Squeeze Play. So I like that one a lot, just like the teamwork against the Axis.
Are you finding a lot of that World War II stuff on Heritage? Is that where it pops up, or
sometimes? But I mean, lately there haven't been too many on Heritage. A lot of it comes from California. There was this one guy that I showed off. He had his estate was auctioned off, so that's where a lot of it came from. And then I have a friend in California who hooks me up with them. So every time I message him, I'm like, hey, do you have any more? Do you have any more? So I kind of slowly like build my collection from what he found. There's not too many of them out there, but there are a few people that have a ton. So
dude, I officially feel old, Knights of Old.
So here's another piece from that the same commercial. So again, first appearance of Milhouse, just super cool to have, because he appeared in the commercial before the show, and I just have that. Here's another political cartoon piece. I bought a lot of these. I don't know. I just love these.
They're cool.
Like this one, he's throwing up a coin, and I think it says famine or war. So it's kind of like, what do you choose? And here's another one as well.
All right, I'm gonna show one thing just to
Go ahead, man.
change the momentum a little bit. Well, it's not momentum, but damn, I'm like, because I might have just like stopped speaking for the rest of the show, and people are like, what happened to Coffee? You know. All right, I'll show this because I haven't shown I've shown most of my collection, but I don't think I've shown this yet because I have this up like really high on the wall back there, and I have to get like on a step ladder to take it down and shit. So I've been avoiding taking it down to show it. So it's nothing crazy or anything, but this is a Ron Lim. It's not a published piece. It's a Ron Lim commission of Thanos versus Silver Surfer.
Dude, that is so cool.
It's really well done, man. Like,
did you commission that?
No, a friend of mine commissioned it, and then he wanted to let it go, and I was like, I'm doing it. You know what I mean? It's coming to me.
Have to. That's amazing, man. And see, if that was in a book, like it would just be unaffordable. So having
exactly, and I think it ended up being used in like, excuse me, ended up being used in one of those like Ron Lim art books, you know, kind of thing.
Awesome. So it is published.
Yeah, but it's not. But it's not like a comic published. You know what I mean? It's like
right.
It's like adjacent published, but it's honestly, I don't care if it's published or unpublished. It was super affordable piece for me to pick up. That was already sick. You know what I mean?
That's
from
great,
one of my favorite artists, especially one of my favorite Silver Surfer artists, Ron Lim. And have him doing a Thanos battle. It's definitely one of my favorite pieces in my collection. So thank you, Brian. So there you go. There's my little break. I got my word in, and now we're gonna go back to Stray Flex and show more heat from his portfolio.
All right, I will show you guys a page from Haunted #1, the Charlton series. Sorry, just try to get a. Yeah, so it's from this book over here.
Wow, you got the book right there too.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the artist. You might know. Maybe you could tell from this panel here. If that looks familiar.
Oh, it does kind of look familiar.
So that's Steve.
So is that really?
Yeah.
Wow, so that's why it looks familiar. But I'm like, there's no way. Okay, that's.
So yeah, he worked for Charlton in the '70s. So it's kind of like 70s. And what's really cool about this piece is that Hitler's actually on it. People think that I have a fascination with Hitler. I'm Jewish. I don't, but I do like the World War II aspect, and I do like when he gets beat up and stuff on the covers. So this one's kind of cool because it's got Hitler.
Dude, that's crazy, man. I've tried to get go after some Ditko Charlton stuff on Heritage. Always lose every time.
Oh yeah. They go for a lot of money, especially now. Yeah. Anything Ditko, if you can get your hands on it, is good.
Pretty much.
I don't know what this is. I think the guy I bought it from said it was using like a French cover to the Jungle Book, but I don't know. It was cheap and it was just good art, so I bought it. This is from another political cartoon. This one's just pretty awesome.
Wow, are those swastikas like all over the wall?
Yeah, he's like painting up swastikas and they're destroying it, sabotaging it. Yeah. Let's see what else. Oh, this is a lobby card. So this is kind of new to my collection here. Huh. I really collected many movie as memorabilia. So
that's like movie marketing in the theater, basically?
Pretty much. Like they would. So like before they really had trailers, they would make these lobby cards and they would have like screenshots or screen caps of pieces in the movie. It's like basically these little like poster for advertising, and so it's just an awesome tarantula one. So which was like one of those big like the 50s big spider films. So it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, dude, that's really cool.
Let's see what else here.
It's like the endless portfolio that keeps on giving. I love it.
Yeah, here's another World War II piece. Sorry that like they're cluttered with them, but
that looks very Schomburg.
Yeah, it kind of has that feel. This one's really neat because I think it's probably Tojo or Hirohito, and he's kind of like eating all the different, the different countries and such. So they're all like drawn as birds, and it shows here that his belt is kind of like unbuckling. So it's kind of like.
What is like the best resource for these World War II like newspaper pieces, like to track down information? Or you said the California, you got a lot of connections to California. Is there any like research place on the internet you can go to? Or?
It's really tough. Like you can search by artists. So if you go to like I think newspapers.com, it has a database of newspapers. But I've tried to like locate some of them and what but I mean it was like for 4 or 5 years they released newspapers every single day, and there was thousands and thousands of political cartoons. So it's really tough, and there's a bunch of different papers, so it's tough to track it down. Some of them on the back actually say like NY Times. One of them said Washington Post. So that could kind of narrow it down, and
Right.
then you could try to kind of figure out the year. But I'm not an expert in them yet, so I'm still kind of learning.
Dude, you piqued my curiosity, because some of those illustrations, the
They're
drawings
really
are really, really cool. And like, if you were to get that in a published comic or something, like, it would be
Oh, dude, that would be
crazy.
awesome.
Yeah,
I can only imagine. There's some really cool pieces. Here's a Submariner page, I think from Saga the Submariner. I won that a few weeks ago. It has a big Ben there. Hey, Ben. So it's got.
Who's the artist on the Submariner?
I don't remember. No.
Okay, no worries.
Let's see what else here. Oh, here's another Submariner page, but here's my my favorite page. It's from a key issue where him and Iron Man battle.
Oh man.
So I don't know if you know, but Bill Everett actually had a helping hand in this issue, so it is credited to Bill Everett. So you can kind of see it in the face there on the panel, and it's just an awesome page. So just to get Everett published Submariner art is just a huge win for me, because I've always wanted one. It was one of my it was one of my dreams.
That's amazing.
Happy to get that. What else? Oh, this is from another. Oh, well, this is not gonna work out. One sec. This is from another. It's getting kind of full, but another Disney Pinocchio.
Wow.
So let's just kind of sketches from that. I have a bunch of stuff here. I think this is a Jimmy Olsen cover, but being Canadian, I love hockey, and it was cheap, so I picked it.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Jimmy Olsen playing hockey?
Yeah, I don't know if he's playing hockey, but it's like an assassination cover. You can see here, he's got a gun and he's basically shooting him. Quick question for you. Do you like to get the face-ups? When people get, like, you can go to Restoration Guys. I know Phil.
You mean like adding on the stats, and stuff like that? I haven't really done that. I haven't gotten a single page. I haven't done any restoration work on any of the OA I've had to date. Right. I've heard of a few good people that do that kind of work, but I haven't given anybody any work. So I've never added a stat to an OA page. I've never tried to remove dirt or make it a page like a Browning page more white. You know what I mean? I've never gone through any of those stuff. I'm a total newbie when it comes to restoration removal. Even for books, I haven't really done it, if I'm honest. So have you done any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, for the books, it depends. I mean, if it's worth getting the restoration removed, it's worth it. Some brittle books, I know a lot of people like to conserve them to preserve the pages so it doesn't kind of fall apart. As far as the art, I need to look into it. I kind of need to just like compile a few that aren't done, because that cover would look a lot better with the whole stat and the header, and it would definitely make it present better. I have another portfolio here.
Yeah, another portfolio. Oh, I can't wait, dude.
5.
I'm gonna have to ask you to like show that Alex Ross again later, though, right at the end.
I can do that.
My mind is still melting from that. But
so here's another piece from you can probably recognize it. It's a key scene. Oh god.
Whoa.
But it's a key scene from Snow White.
Oh, it's an animation cell?
Yeah, it's a production drawing. So
or it's a production drawing, animation sketch.
With an apple, about to give Snow White the
wow.
He's an apple. Sorry, spoilers alert. But what else?
Yeah, the movie only came out like 80 years ago.
Yeah,
60 years ago.
I love the Golden Age, so I love Golden Age characters like the Black Terror. So here's a cool Steven Sadowski did this. He's an artist in Vancouver. I went to Vancouver to pick up a comic, and I kind of I met up with him as well. So I planned that, so I was happy. And
Ben wants to see your OA from Cat 1 that you got.
I don't have any. No.
Wait, was that Punisher, or was that Black Terror again?
It was Black Terror. Yeah, he did this one.
Awesome
piece here with the skeletons.
Same artist? Did both?
Yeah, same artist. Yeah, same artist. Cool. What else? He did these as well. So this is a Human Torch story, and it's actually, if you can see here, it's Auschwitz.
Wow.
Yeah, from the Holocaust. So it's him blowing it up, and I think the history was he found out that he was Jewish, and then he kind of he did a supernova and basically blew up the whole place. Just cover recreations, or we'll kind of skip past those. What else? So here's another page from where is it? Here from the Sadowski guy that did the other pieces. And then here's a cool commission I got. I didn't commission it myself, but someone commissioned it, and I bought
cool.
it. So it's all the Golden Age characters, not all of them, but a few of them fighting the Juggernaut. So it's kind of neat. Let's see what else. Oh, this is a cool. There's another like World War II. It's kind of awkward. Get this.
Yeah.
like stuck here on sec, sorry.
Yeah, no, be careful. Be careful. Don't mess around.
Yeah. There's a cool double spread Moon Knight.
Oh, nice double page spread.
See it, but is it all that
Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect.
You can see it.
Oh, sweet. So that's just a neat piece there. I'll put that aside.
Who did that one?
That was done by I think Vince Coletto.
Vince Coletta.
Yeah, Vince Coletto. Yeah. What else? Here, Mars Attacks cover. More modern Mars Attacks cover.
Wow.
But it's just cool. I love Mars Attacks. And then a war page that I was gifted. Let's see. Another World War II piece. It's kind of sideways. It's really hard to get all these.
No, don't worry about it. Take your time.
But they're all they're dressed up as women watching someone get decapitated there.
That's crazy.
What else? Oh, more World War II pieces, of course. So this one's kind of neat. It has the Allies feeding Mussolini, which is one of the Axis leaders, a bunch of bombs, and it's saying like spring tonic. It looks like he's kind of feeding them medicine. So, but it's actually bombs. So I kind of find that neat. And then this one is a colored one. So the colored ones are really hard to come by. I've only have like 2 of them out of like the 20 non-colored ones that I would say I have. And this one's kind of cool. Hitler shot someone and he wrote epilepsy or something. So he just didn't want to take the blame for shooting him.
What's up, Tony NY Jr. in the house? Good to see you, brother.
And here's another colored piece from the same era there. So this one's kind of really, really dark actually. So they're basically putting up the swastikas on the wall, and it says here it doesn't stick. Doesn't seem to stick. Maybe we should try using a different paste. And they were using blood to stick it up. Obviously.
Wow, that's crazy dark. Yeah.
Finally, some more lighthearted comic stuff. This is one of my favorite pieces in my whole collection. Here, I'll put this down a bit. I don't know if you could see here, but you kind of tell by that Captain America figure. This is actually a Schomburg cover preliminary for this program guide that he did. So he appeared in this convention here, and I think it was 1977. What does it say? I think it's 77 or 78. He appeared in this convention, and here he did the preliminary to that cover. So I actually talked to the people who ran the convention, and they told me that he wanted to do like all color, but they couldn't afford to do that. So so they only went with the red and the white. Apparently he wasn't too pleased, but they could only work within their budget. So I'm just happy.
Yeah, everybody's saying wow, because that's pretty wow, dude. That's shit. That's great.
If you look here, it has like a bunch of. Let me take it out. I think it deserves to be
Sure, yeah, please.
Yeah, I'll take it out.
Hey guys, I'm just sitting here struggling to think of what I would have had to show had I brought out as many pieces. I don't think I even have that many pieces to show. Dude, this is some sick stuff, man. I love it. Love it.
Whenever you want me to stop, please let me know.
No. I want you to keep going because I know we're gonna go about an hour, and I don't want to miss out on anything that the community can see for me to go. That's amazing. I got this channel, and I'm gonna keep doing more episodes. So let's just see your stuff, man, because this is some crazy stuff.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
That's so cool, dude.
This is like a Captain America-like figure here. He has a Y on his head, so my name's Yaniv, so I thought that was kind of cool. And he was like an angel type figure. There's one that looks like the Shadow over here. So I mean, if these guys were on an actual comic book cover that was produced, it would be, tens of thousands of dollars. But because it was a prelim for a con cover, I was just able to get it for a more reasonable price. Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to make you say it on the air, but I'd love to know what your definition of reasonable is on that app. Just between you and me later.
I mean,
it's crazy.
Like under 10 grand. But like,
okay, all right, that is reasonable for fucking Schomburg
cover. Yeah, because his stuff goes for generally like, 30, 40, 50 plus.
Yeah.
Find it. Here's probably my favorite and best piece of original art. It means a lot to me, and I'm sure it means a lot to a lot of other people as well. I've posted it on my Instagram before. I don't give it enough recognition as I should. Maybe one day I'll put it up at one of those Marvel exhibits, but this is really, really cool. This is actually the first ever sketch of Carnage. The first ever sketch that he did. Yeah, done by Bagley. So if you look into the Carnage history, you'll find out that he was first supposed to be called Chaos, and then they changed it to Ravage, And then we had to change it.
I
Because
have heard that. Yes. I have
yeah,
heard
so there
that.
was another character named Chaos, and then they changed it to Ravage, and then they ended up changing it to Carnage. And here on the back, Mark Bagley wrote a little thing there, and it basically says
Yes,
that.
I remember this. Now I remember your post. Yeah, this is crazy, dude.
Yeah,
Read
so this
that.
is like my favorite piece. So yeah, I can read it. So it basically says, this is the original sketch I did for Carnage. The character's name, sorry, it's like there's barely any lighting here, was
No
going to
worries.
be Chaos, but it was determined we couldn't use that name. My thought for the design was that the tendrils, so like the alien substance thing coming out, eliminated from his chest in a red splash, and then it says, I think Danny. So like Danny decided it looked too much like the character took like a shotgun blast to the chest, because if you look here, it looks like it kind of like shot out, and then he basically switched the colors around, so he swapped them. So if you look here, like Carnage is mostly black
That's
with
so
the
cool.
red, with like the red tendrils of alien substance, and then they actually switched it so he's red with the black, stuff coming out.
Yeah,
So,
that's crazy. I mean, I brought out my one cool like Carnage piece, which is this. It's a Ryan Stegman published cover. It's actually the first appearance of Absolute Carnage. It's like a current modern run version of Carnage from a big Marvel event series that came out last year. But Ryan Stegman, so it's the cover to the Spider-Man Venom Free Comic Book Day, which is the first appearance of Absolute Carnage. So this is a great published cover of a modern book, but that's like, which I love. I love this piece. Like, I think it looks badass.
Dude, those are great. They would go great together. That's awesome.
I know, right? But it's very more reminiscent of that version of Carnage, because he's got like the extended. Sure. I don't know how to get these bigger side by side, but
that works. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so definitely.
Right? You can see that. I mean, this is not Bagley, this is Stegman. But, dude, I love it, man. Yeah, yo, what's up, Hero and the Kid in the House? Dude, but yeah, that's a crazy piece of history. I'm a big Bagley fan. I got, Ultimate Spider-Man pages and stuff like that from his Ultimate Spider-Man run, but which I'm a huge fan of. But this show is definitely on drugs right now, because I am high from the art that Yaniv here is sharing with us. You got any more to share? We got about 10, 15 minutes here.
I should have another portfolio or so somewhere here. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, no.
I have a few things.
Give you a second to find it. Your screen's like, okay, now you're back. Okay, it was frozen for like half a second there.
No, it's all good. Here's another cell from the Fantastic Four series of Doctor Doom.
Just wow.
A badass Doctor Doom piece. It's a pan cell. So basically what they would do is, it's called pan for panoramic. So they would start the camera down low here, and then they would pan up. So, in the shots when they see the character, like the camera panning up. So basically all they did was draw a longer piece, and then they would just pan the camera up. So it's kind of neat. So that's what that is. Here's another World War II piece. This one's super crazy.
Oh, wow. Get the skull popping off the dude.
Really insane, yeah. They're saying we surrender, and his head's coming off, and they're shooting atomic bombs. So that was probably one of my favorite World War II pieces. Here's a cell from that Butterfinger commercial I was talking about.
Damn.
Yeah, so this is really the first appearance of Milhouse. It's from that first commercial that he appeared in.
That's the first time I remember a commercial selling me in a piece of candy. Like, I swear. Like,
Butterfingers, yeah.
Yeah, that Bart Simpson Butterfinger.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I mean, they're kind of like famous for their own thing, but I just.
Do you have any Akira cells? Knights of Old is asking. I think you do, right? I remember you posting it to your animation cell account.
Yeah, I have one piece. It's a small piece, and then I have a lot of Dragon Ball Z stuff. That's kind of what I was.
Dude, now I want a Butterfinger also. Damn it.
Here's an awesome double page spread I picked
that's cool.
Had at Superworld at one of the last shows. I think
what book's that from?
It's from Deathlock number 29, and it was done by Greg Adams. So it's just an awesome double page spread. Just so cool. I love these. What else? So this is actually right over here. This is the original art to the shirt that I'm wearing. Basically, it's kind of neat. Here, let me just move this portfolio out the way. Basically, it's a take on the ASM 238 cover, but instead of
Hobgoblin cover.
Yeah, so you got Disney as like the mouse, like the bad rat, and then you got Sony over there as Doc Ock, and they're ripping Spider-Man apart. And on the bottom corner here, it shows like Disney versus Sony. So I thought
Wow.
that's kind of cool, and it's on my shirt right here. So they printed it as a shirt. It's my
What's up, Mike the collector in the house? Bro, do yourself a favor and just watch from the beginning right now. Just rewind and start, because this is the most fire I've ever seen in like 45 minutes.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
YouTube.
Here's 2 cool pages that you guys are gonna like. Sorry, it's just a bit.
No. You go at your own pace.
Here. So these are from Deathstroke. So really cool Deathstroke pages. I love this panel over here.
Wow. That's a badass page.
And here's another one.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so those are my only Deathstroke pages. But
Those from Teen Titans or
series? It's from his own series, The Terminator.
Oh, Deathstroke, The Terminator.
Yeah, issue 22. So it's page 8 and 16. So they're pretty close to each other. Let's see what else. This is a cool page from Secret 6. It's a Batman page with Bane. Here you can kind of see it there.
Damn, that's cool with the whole bat symbol cut out with the panel.
Yeah. So
yeah, I like that. That really separates the story panels in a cool, unique way. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I love the design.
Who's the artist on that one?
Where I picked it up. Dude, I have to get better at this. I'm really bad with the artists.
I just love that you have stuff that you don't know the artist. It's just amazing, dude. I love it, dude.
I mean, like, of course, I buy certain art for the artist, but
but certain things that you just buy because you dig the page. I'm totally with you. Like, I have a hard time remembering the artist because I host this show, so like I do, I have my list and I know everything I'm going to show, and like, I make sure I have beforehand. I know the artist did this and that, but like if I was just hopping on live, I probably wouldn't be able to remember everything, because some things I get literally just because I like it, the art, I connect with the art, and it's not really about the name. So I totally get that, dude. Like Tony NY Jr. says, you buy what you like. So
yeah, I mean, I buy the art that kind of appeals to me, and I definitely should be more prepared, but
no, dude.
Next time.
This is great, man. I'm glad that you got these portfolios to share and all this stuff.
I try to show a little bit of everything so that everyone kind of might see what they might like. Here's a really cool piece. This one, if it looks familiar,
Iron Duck.
Yeah,
nice. Demon in a bottle.
Yeah, look, it's actually Grey Goose vodka there, so that's kind of funny. But this one's neat because it was done by both Bob Layden and Frank Brunner. So Frank Brunner was the artist for Donald Duck.
I love Frank Brunner.
And then Bob Layden actually inked this piece. So it's just such an awesome just take on that cover.
So cool.
I love when stuff kind of combines like this. So, and he's got a picture of him here with the art there. So
that's cool, man.
Not that it's not fake, but
no, that's amazing, dude. I love those funny, quirky homage covers.
Yeah, those are fun. Yeah. Let's see what else here. Here's another a page from a 70s horror book. Just a crazy bondage kind of insanity. All these hooded guys.
Holy crap. Is that from a published book?
Yeah, it's from Ghostly Tales.
Ghostly Tales?
Yeah, this book here. Sorry, it's got a bunch of stickers on it. But it's from this book over here. So it's kind of neat to have a cool.
You usually store the book in the portfolio right next to the piece.
I'm kind of all over the place. But yeah, if it fits, if I can make it work, then I try to keep it together, because otherwise I think
I hear you. I have a separate short box where it's the only purpose of that short box is I have original art from these books. So it's like the reference short box or whatever for me. So that's my approach. But dude, those are some awesome things, man.
Do you want to show?
Keep going. You got 10 more minutes. So.
All right. So I just gotta make some space here because it's I just have quite a few portfolios. Here's some animation styles. I'll go through these quickly because I probably not what everyone likes, but from Dragon Ball Z, this is just an awesome one. So again, this is the actual cell, and on the background, this is an original painted background. So it's hard to find them because you can only imagine how many cells, how many frames would they use to one background. So to find it with its matching background is pretty sweet. And I have a few more of those here from the same show. So that's Frieza and Goku. But I'll kind of skip that to try to find some more comic art.
That's crazy.
Let's see what else I got here.
So I assume in that crowd, that the Goku stuff goes for a premium for those fans.
Yeah, like the stuff that's like,
collectors.
I mean, with the animation art, it's about the scenes. So if it's a very key and memorable scene, like with the Snow White, I mean, there was the witch holding the apple, so that's more memorable than the Snow White walking somewhere. So if it's from a key scene, and it's in good shape, and the frame itself is good, the character's eyes are open, it looks good, because sometimes you could have like an in-between shot, which was done by an in-between animator, and the art itself is not that great.
Right.
It's not done by a key animator. So as long as it's done by a key animator, it's from a key scene that's memorable, that's how the art kind of goes up.
Yeah, those are cells, Tony NY says.
Yeah, those are anime cells from Dragon Ball Z. Let's see what else here. Oh, this is kind of neat here. I picked up recently. It's a Will Eisner Spirit sketch.
Wow. Holy hell.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Like, I love the Golden Age artists, so to get anything done by them just make me really happy. So there's that. Oh, here's another.
Just a little casual Will Eisner spirit.
Here's another cell of Doctor Doom and Silver Surfer. That's kind of neat.
Oh, from what animated show?
From Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four animated show.
Yeah, so there was a Fantastic Four show, and then there was a Silver Surfer show, and so that was from the Fantastic Four. Here's one from SpongeBob. It's got a really bad background, but yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's from that when he was like wanting the water. He's like, I don't need it. So it's kind of a funny. So I got that. This is kind of neat. It's not art. I don't know why I have it in here. Probably because it doesn't fit anywhere else. But it's actually like a magazine that Schomburg did. It's a Schomburg cover here.
Oh, interesting.
And they're just very large and hard to store, so they actually kind of fit kind of well in the portfolio. And there's another one that I'm trying to find. But I'm reading the comments. Are kind of funny. Let's see what else here. Oh, this is kind of neat.
People are still catching up to your Will Eisner spirit in the chat. They're boggled. What is that one?
It has a crease in the bag, but it's not actually on the art. But it's a Bob Kane sketch of Batman. A little colored Bob Kane sketch. It's kind of neat. So I don't have any Bob Kane pieces. This is my only one.
Did he color that too, or?
Yeah, he colored it as well. So it's really cool. Happy to get that. Let's see what else. I just have so much stuff here. Here's another Schomburg art piece here of a robot. So Schomburg loved to do sci-fi, and he loved to draw different technology. And here's a cool.
Any chance you could take that one out of the portfolio so we can get
that's a good look?
I just love the fact that you have like 3 or 4 Schomburgs so far in the show.
Dude, I try my best to pick them up when I can, so because I know how hard he is to come by.
That's awesome.
And what's cool about it is it actually has notes here. So
I gotta plug Brian's comment here. I don't have any Bob Kane pieces. Sure you do. Anything Moldoff illustrated.
Yeah, that's a good.
We don't have to dwell on it, but it is funny.
That is funny. No, that is a good point. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So here, he actually wrote notes to the editor, and then it says here like the editor responded with "I like." See, he signed it here, so it's kind of neat that they're going back and forth. Like this is what they would do. They see he had his actual address there. I may or may not have tried to call that home. I've contacted a few family members. Some were nice, some weren't.
Hey, it's Yaniv. Is Alex Schomburg's grandson available?
So yeah, I mean, you kind of have to do what you got to do to find pieces. But I feel that as long as you're respectful when you contact people, and you appreciate whatever wishes they have, if they decline or whatnot, I think it's fine.
For sure.
Here's another great piece, another Schomburg piece actually. This is done for a little novel that he did, like a sci-fi novel cover. I think it's the Earth's Last Citadel.
A piece like that came up on Comic Link once on one of their rounds, and I was bidding on it, but I lost.
Yeah, that was me.
That was you? Was it the one with the boat? Was it the one with the boat? It was kind of like a picturesque scene with like a boat.
Yeah, there's a few. There was an astronomy one, and then there's like, was it colored like this?
It was colored like that, yeah.
Yeah, that was me, but I didn't win it either. I only have this.
All right. So you were in the mix, but
I was somewhere. I think I was underbidder. I was close, but I'm happy to get this one here. It's just a great sci-fi piece, and just the amount of detail that he packs into such a small little
People are making jokes about you pulling out Norman Rockwell's and Walt Kelly's next.
Maybe in a few years.
yeah. Give him a little bit, guys. Let him grow up a little bit.
Soon, not yet. No,
right? Yeah. Where's that Herb Trimp original page with the Wolverine cameo from Hulk 180?
You know what? Actually, about that, someone that I met, a friend of mine, he had. I saw it in person. He has the actual first, kind of like the Carnage, the first drawing, the
the character design.
So he has the first character design of Wolverine by Romita.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's interesting because back then Romita was selling them at a con. He kind of had his table set up and he was putting them out. And I think Hulk was not Hulk, but Wolverine was $500 back then. $500. Wow. And today it's obviously a six-figure piece. Yeah. Just because you could see 180. I think the page sold on Heritage, right, for a couple $100,000. The cameo page, it did sell like a few years ago. So like the first ever sketch of Wolverine, just being how big that character is right now and how popular, it's probably going to be a six-figure piece. So it's funny that at the time people had to think about paying $500 for that, and now it's worth.
And now it's like you wouldn't think for a second.
Yeah, you wouldn't think twice. And he had another character on the table there. Sorry for the dogs.
Oh, no, don't worry. What's up, dogs?
So he had another character on the table there named the Punisher, and actually that took a while to sell, and it was $300. But you can only imagine now what that's worth. Unreal. So it's kind of interesting to see like the value differences over time and how much.
All right, we got a couple minutes left, bro. You want to do a speed round, show whatever you want to show, and then maybe do a little recap of like the Alex Ross and bigger stuff.
Yeah, just do a recap. People. I think I've showed kind of most of the stuff that I wanted to show. So probably my favorite pieces. Yeah, $500. I believe it was around there. It's crazy for what crazy. It was. But here's
I love this, man. It's
this
so cool.
Well, I'm so happy with this one. So did I share the story that I got this? Yeah, I got this on the honeymoon.
On your honeymoon, yeah. Such a great frame job too, man.
Oh yeah.
I love the way that presents.
I didn't do this, so it came like this, but I can't complain. It came perfect. And you can kind of see signature right there in the. Can you see it there?
So cool. Sorry to make you show that twice, but I just had to see it again.
No, of course.
And then I'll probably watch the replay like 3 times to see it again.
Is there anything? The Frazetta?
Yeah, Knights of Old was asking for Frazetta. You came in the middle, so I think you missed the Frazetta piece earlier. But there's the Frazetta
pieces. Actually, if you don't mind, I'll grab another one real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Just 1 second.
I'll switch it to me full screen, and
Go ahead.
I'm sitting here wondering when I'm going to get a Frazetta or an Alex Ross. Really, probably going down a rabbit hole that I can't afford.
They get really pricey, the Frazettas, especially even like stuff without a signature. So, in my opinion, when you're going to be spending that kind of money, just make sure that it's a piece that you want. That's always my advice.
That's always what I preach on this show. And whenever people ask me, like I've had a lot of like newer collectors ask me since I started the show, and I've always said like, just treat it like it's something that's going to be worthless the day after it, but you have to love it enough to pay that amount. You know what I mean? Like don't assume it's going to appreciate in value. Don't assume you'll be able to get exactly what you paid for it back. A month later, 6 months later, a year later. You got to love the piece of art first and foremost, and feel comfortable with what you're paying for it, as if it's not an investment. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's a piece of artwork, and then whether it may appreciate, who knows? That's a bonus. That's gravy.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, you're gonna buy it because you love it and because you're gonna appreciate it for over time. So. And yeah, especially when you're spending a couple $1,000s, obviously it's not a it's a serious amount of money.
Yeah, Canada 1, USA 0.
You want to make sure that you're happy with what you get.
It's not a competition, guys, but I clearly lost.
It's not a competition at all.
Let's see this Frazetta, dude.
Here's another Frazetta piece that I have here. This is the first one that I got. I still love this piece.
I like that. I like that presentation too. I like those colors.
Yeah, it's pretty nice here.
It's a little similar to the way I set up the Moldov.
Oh yeah, definitely, which is a great job as well.
Thank you.
So, this is just Tarzan fighting some apes here. I did some more research on it. It was sold, I think, originally by Romita Man, and they quoted it.
Mike Berkey.
Yeah, Mike Berkey. So they quoted it as a cover to like Return of Tarzan, which is a novel, and it kind of looks a little bit similar, but not exactly a prelim. So I did a bit more research, and I found out it was just basically a study that he did he did like, it was early. I think it was in his 20s, and he actually signed it years later. You can see his iconic FF signature there, which, I mean, his signature is, I mean, I would just like to get like a big blown up piece.
I know, dude. It's such a beast of a sig, dude. Yeah. It's so intricate. It's like,
yeah, I mean, his signatures is so interesting. Here's another one right here. There's that other piece there. So it's kind of just
such a great signature, man.
It's just awesome. I love his signature.
And it's not like there's a ton of like books and pieces of art out there, you know what I mean, for like that he signed for books, and then of course art even less so.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I mean, as far as like the signature goes, I mean, the books, they're few and far between, and when they do come up, they go for a lot of money, of course. So I mean, yeah, if you can get a piece of his art or anything, it's pretty appreciated.
Dude, I'm with you right there, Tony NY Jr. This has been the real right here. So, dude, thank you so much for hanging out, man. We're at an hour. I know both you and I are itching to go look at Comic Link right now. There's some auctions ending tonight, and you know, as usual, we're in the mix. So, dude, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sharing your collection. Because honestly, that was like, just save the Van Gogh for the second appearance.
I try to do that. I've started in the closet, yeah.
Right?
Dude.
You are the slab dragon of the OA game. You can't. I guess you can slab art, but you know, I'm not a huge fan of it. But dude. Thank you, Lasso. Appreciate you guys hanging out. And you know, if you've got a Kirby piece in your bathroom, then you are officially the king. Later, Unruly, dude. Thanks again for hanging out, man. I really appreciate it.
Sure.
And I can't wait to rewatch this and appreciate your art some more. I have a feeling we're just scratching the surface. Like, you've got portfolios that haven't been seen. And maybe we'll get you back on here down the line in the future. But I'm excited that you came on, and I can't wait to keep collecting and chatting art with you and sharing our pickups and stuff like that. So thanks for being on, brother. He does collect books. If you're not following Stray Flexin on Instagram, you're behind the 8 ball. The link to his Instagram account is in the description below in the YouTube video. It's just Stray Flexin, right out spelled on screen. You gotta follow him, because his comic book collection is fire.
Yeah, so my main collection is comics, and then the art I try to get along as I go. But thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it, and thank you for the chat for watching and enjoying. And it's been fun, and I'm looking forward to possibly chatting some more later.
I'm curious to see if you pick anything up tonight, man. I'm going to be following those auctions, and I wish you luck on whatever you're going after, because I'm sure it's awesome.
Thanks.
All right, man. Thanks everybody for joining us. I'll catch you guys next week. Next episode of Original Art Hour, Simon Comics is going to be on. So join us then for Simon Comics, and we'll catch you guys next time. Have a great week, everybody. Peace.
Thanks, guys. Take care.